Hey everybody, it's Amanda, and we are talking about pie, chocolate pie. Okay, so I've been showing you some things about pie, and I've already done a video where I made this pie crust. I'm gonna make sure I link it at the top. I showed you a chicken pot pie, and I thought about making a pumpkin pie. I've already got a pumpkin pie video on the channel. I'll link it up at the top as well here during the video so you can see that. But I thought, you know, I've actually had several pumpkin pie, apple pie. I've got a great apple pie recipe. I'll link that too. And, but Mama's been wanting some chocolate lately. You know, so I was like, you know what, I'll make a little chocolate pie, show you guys how to make that, because it's super simple, just a couple of ingredients, and it'll give you that chocolate fix, you know, when you want it in the deep, cool fall and winter time. So anyway, I've got my pie crust. Make sure you have that, and let me tell you about the ingredients you're gonna need. Okay, it's gotten late in the day. We've been making pies, and we had to turn our light on, but here we go. We got eggs. We're gonna need 2 large eggs. We need ½ a cup of butter. This is salted butter. You can use unsalted. This is what I got on hand, and it's just ½ a stick. 1 1/4 cups granulated sugar. You need 3 1/2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and you need 5 ounces of evaporated milk. I happen to have evaporated goat milk. Evaporated cow's milk is fine. This is just what I have on hand, so this is what I'm gonna use. But this is it. I mean, you probably have butter and eggs and sugar and cocoa probably hanging around, and probably even some evaporated milk in your cabinet. So you could probably make this no problem today. So let's get it going. First step, let's melt this butter. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is melt our butter, and I have my stove preheating. We'll talk about that in a second, but I want to make sure to mention to you that you want to have your butter melting on a low stove temperature. Okay, this is a little less than half. You don't want this butter to boil, you just want it to melt down. So just be very careful with that. And by the way, I'm gonna have all the ingredients and instructions down in the description box for you, so you can check it out down there if you need specifics. So while this is melting, we are going to go work on our dry ingredients. While I was at the stove, I went ahead and preheated it for 350 degrees, so it's working on that. We're gonna start with 1 1/4 cups sugar. I'm using my ½ cup measure just because it's easier to measure everything out. So we'll have 2 ½ cups of sugar, and ½ of a ½ cup is 1/4 of a cup. If fractions aren't your thing, just do the 1 cup measure and 1/4 cup measure. We're gonna mix that with 3 1/2 tablespoons of baking cocoa. I got the Hershey's. 1, 2, 3. You can see I'm not like doing exact measures with this because, you know, I like chocolate. But we're gonna go ahead and take our whisk and mix those together so we have a chocolatey, sugary mixture. All right. And it's so simple. Now that it's mixed, I'm just gonna go ahead and add my 2 eggs right on top. There's 1. There's 2. And we're gonna whisk those in. It looks very fudgy. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and open up my evaporated milk, and we're gonna put 5 ounces in. This is a 12-ounce can, so I'm gonna put a little bit less than half in. Okay. Goat's milk is a little more yellow than cow's milk, just a heads up in case anyone's unaware of that. But it won't matter when you're having it with chocolate. Okay, and we're gonna whisk that together. And then I'm gonna go check on that butter and see if it's done. If it's nice and melted. The rest of that evaporated milk I'm just gonna put in a canning jar and put it in the fridge, and we're gonna use that in something else in the next couple of days. Oh wow, this is looking so fudgy already. Take a peek, there we go. That's what it looks like without the butter. Wow. All right, let's go grab that butter. Look at this. It's perfectly melting, no boiling. Let me just swish it around. We're going to try to get that to melt completely. And then we're going to add it into our chocolate mix. There it is. Turn that off. All right, so I need both hands for this. All right, so the reason why I need both hands is I'm gonna drizzle this in a little slowly because we have eggs in here and we don't want it to cook the eggs. Okay, it is warm. So, of course, with the one hand, my bowl is gonna spin, but that's okay because I'm still stirring the mixture on the inside. Okay. Whew. It's like I'm getting crazy with this bowl here. Okay. Put that in my sink right there. All right. Here we go. We are totally mixed and incorporated, and it's very thin. Again, take a peek. All right, so you can see it's very liquidy, and that's fine. It's gonna thicken up very well in the oven. Have no worries. So my oven, I'm sure you heard it, it's now preheated. I'm gonna put this into the pie crust. We are going to put it in the oven for 50 minutes. Here's the crust. And we got our filling. You get every drop of that chocolate in there. There it is. All right, so let me tap it. We got a couple little air bubbles here. Maybe I can break those up with my whisk. There we go. All right. So we are going to go ahead and, like I said, put this in our 350-degree oven for 50 minutes, maybe 55. We're gonna do it until the filling sets. It might be a little jiggly in the center, but it should be nice and firm. So let's go ahead and put this in, and we'll be done. Okay, I am pulling the pie out of the oven. This is what it looks like. It's got a very crispy crust. It's still a little jiggly, but it's nice and hard on top. I went ahead and poked it in the center with a skewer, and it came out mostly dry, and so it should be done. I'm gonna let it sit out and cool down. Remember, the entire center is pretty much sugar. So you wanna let that cool really well. Don't go near it until it is completely cool, because it will burn your mouth. Hot sugar in your mouth is a no-no. This must completely cool. But we're done. We'll slice up here in a little bit. So chocolate pie, done. I mean, look at that fudgy goodness. So yummy. You guys need to try this. It's amazing. It's gooey. Well, it hasn't fully cooled yet, but it's still very gooey, delicious. You're not gonna wanna miss this one. So, chocolate pie. Easy, quick, simple ingredients. I'm gonna eat this now. You guys have a good day. I'll see you next time. Bye.